All right, welcome to the HYROS State of the Union 2026 address. Sounds very professional and very climatic, but all this really is me sitting in front of my computer, telling you all the cool stuff HYROS is going to be doing for you in 2026, so you know what to expect and get salivating over. So let's begin. I'm Alex Becker. I'm the CEO of HYROS. If you've never interacted with or seen me before, please forgive the car in the background. I'm not going to be selling you any internet marketing course on making money online. I just run a bunch of YouTube channels. Clickbait's the name of the game over there. Got to get the views. What I want to focus on and what you want to focus on is how HYROS is going to make your life a lot easier, make your business a lot more money. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to tell you exactly what we're building for you right now, what to expect in the first half of 2026. That's going to make all those things possible. And I'm going to make this video as fast as possible because I know the last thing you want to be doing is watching a business presentation from a business that's not your own. So let's get into it. First things first, the last thing you care about, the thing we're going to talk about at least in this video is how is HYROS doing? HYROS is doing really well. It's been our fastest growing year ever. We've changed the brand a whole lot. We've really started focusing a lot on the AI side of the business and using AI to increase people's marketing. Really cool stuff. We've taken the brand in almost a completely different direction this year. It's paying off big. We're super thankful for all you guys' support. Let's talk about how we're going to support you now. So this presentation is going to be broken up into 3 different categories, which you can skip around. We're going to be talking about what are our biggest priorities right now, just as a company. What is the overall vibe that we're focusing on. Then we're going to be focusing on the core product, which is the tracking, which is what most of you are using right now. Most of you are not on our new product, HYROS Air, which is the third thing we're going to be talking about, which is probably one of the biggest moves we're doing at the company right now and a huge shift in the direction of HYROS I'm really excited to tell you about at the end of this video. But first things first, I want to talk about the core priorities right now because this is really coming to directly address your feedback at HYROS and really show that we're listening to you and what you're saying. So first things first, I love when you guys scream and complain at me. A lot of other company CEOs try to hide all the negativity. I love when you guys yell at me in the Facebook group and send me messages telling me I'm failing at something or whatever. The reason is because when you guys tell me this, it really gives me a good pulse on what's going on in HYROS. So this is why I'm always talking to people at the company and trying to drag out all the complaints from you. So based on your guys' complaints and based on things you guys have been pointing out, we have grown a whole lot this year. We've added a ton of features, a ton of new cool stuff. But with the speed that we build at HYROS, which we're really proud about, also comes a lot of bugs and stability issues. This is something that I find wildly unacceptable, and we find wildly unacceptable at HYROS. It's not something that we're like, oh, well, you know, this is just what happens. You need to be able to log in here, and you need to know things are going to work the first time. And while I think the platform overall has done very good at supporting and staying stable this year, we can do a lot better. And so one thing I want to state first off is where our big priority is right now, development-wise, is we're not really launching a ton of new features, especially this month. We're mostly focusing on stability and making sure that when you log in, everything works exactly right the first time. No bugs, no anything. So if you experience anything like that, be sure to scream and yell at us, hit up our support, send messages. You have my direct email when you sign up for HYROS. Just bitch and moan because our number one focus right now is just overall stability of the platform. We want to make sure when everything ships, you can count on logging in, your numbers work every single time. And that's a huge challenge for a company like ours because the APIs, the connections of Facebook, Google, all these huge companies, they change their documentation, their APIs, how their code works virtually every day. So we're trying to stay on top of that as much as we can. Just letting you know, we hear you, and that's our top priority right now when it comes to development, especially going into 2026. The next focus we have, at least for the first quarter of next year, is hyper simplification of the HYROS dashboard. Look, we don't want to like dumb this down and turn this into a kindergarten project and remove all the clause from HYROS. We know a lot of you guys really like the advanced stuff and getting techie and digging into it. That said, when I speak with a lot of customers, the number one thing is a lot of people don't even know most of the features at HYROS exist. They don't even know the potential, the things they can track, why they should be tracking certain things, what numbers they should be looking at. It's really like we have given people a pocket knife that has a sniper rifle and a MacBook and a flamethrower attached to it and 1,000 other devices, and people are just using it to like cut butter. That's great, but we want you guys to use all the other things. And the reason we've deduced this is because we just made the software really unintuitive, at least from our point of view. Don't get me wrong. You guys say you love HYROS, and we get a lot of positive feedback. We have the most positive reviews of any tracking software on the internet. That's not good enough for us. That's not the meter that we hold it by. We look at really not just where we're at, but where we can go with the software. And we think compared to where we can go, we're failing bigly on that point. So one of our biggest features or focuses right now is super simplifying the dashboard so you can intuitively learn it. So for a really good example of this is what we've done is two of our base features, for example, the views when you first log in, the big dashboard. We've made a basic version of this that gives you all of your views and all your basic information in a much clearer, easier way. So you can flip through your clients, see it a lot easier. When a new person comes into HYROS, they're going to be able to see their base stats without all the crazy space station NASA stats that we displayed that you can build your dashboard into. When you click on your reports here very soon, there's going to be a basic report that loads up, and this is going to have the basic template, the default view that is going to get you 90% of your results initially with HYROS. And it's going to be broken down in a format so there's way less going on your screen. This is going to apply to the menu. This is going to apply to all the features inside of HYROS, and everything's still going to be there. It's just going to be in a much more flowy, accessible way so that as you use the software, it gets introduced to you slowly over time. And the base features that you want to use most are there at your fingertips with no effort. There's no longer having to go through the report setup area and select 15 different features that you don't fully understand or are not explained in the software. It's all going to be built there for you, and these things are going to be introduced to you or placed in ways that's intuitive so you already know what it's going to do. I realize that's a bunch of complicated SaaS jargon. Just understand the dashboard's going to be changing. All the advanced features that you like are still going to be there, but we're going to be focusing on making it so the features that you use every day and the stuff you want to use is accessible. So instead of having to go and set up a complicated report every single time you want to run a report, those reports are going to be accessible to you and preloaded, so there's no loading whatsoever when you go in there. Stuff like that is going to be our main focus, so that HYROS feels good and very easy to understand, and at every feature there, you understand why it's there and how to use it, and it's presented to you in a way that you can actually get use from it, on top of doubling down on the features that you already use, which is the next thing we're really focusing on next year. We don't want to add a ton of new features to the core product because you guys like the core product. What we want to do is we want to make those features that you use every day 10 times better and 10 times more useful. So instead of having all these hidden features and these hidden attribution models inside of the feature that you have to dig around, we want to bring those over so that you use them naturally without having to dig through the software. And we want to make these work much faster and be much clearer and much easier and much more friendly for you and your clients to read. So as we go deeper into 2026, we're not going to be launching some new AI Batman Excel sheet diaper baby crazy thing in the dashboard. We're going to be making sure that the reports, the views, the Chrome extension views work flawlessly and work very clearly and have all the things that you want to do much more easier and available at your fingertips. That's the overall je ne sais pas of how we're going to be developing around the core product. On top of that, our next biggest priority is a complete different direction. We want to add a completely new huge feature and use to HYROS, which is our AIR system, which I'll be talking about a little bit later on. This is our new AI remarketing platform that is, when we slap it on people's sites, generating their business an extra 3 to 5%, because the direction that we think that AI marketing, specifically SDRs and outbound SDRs, is going to be going. We see this vision where most of the outbound marketing that you do is handled by AIs. And with the data that HYROS has, we're in a very unique position to feed AIs that data to dramatically increase the revenue your business makes without you doing anything. It's really cool. I'm going to talk about it here in a second, but I want to move on to the second part of the presentation, which is our core tracking, which is the product that you're using, and get into actual features we're going to be adding there. So I already went into the kind of je ne sais pas and vibe we're going to be going over, but I want to talk about the actual features you're going to be seeing here very soon. So first and foremost, the core tracking. What features are coming your way? So when I talk about our big priorities right now, I covered a lot of the new features that are actually already coming your way. Our big goal here with the core product is to make it simple and easy to use. That's it. Now, there's a lot of cool features you guys want, like funnel builders and funnel tracking and all sorts of neat stuff like that. That is definitely a priority for us next year. The main thing we want is to increase your use and increase the ease of use of the main features you're using every single day and remove all the headache and make them 10 times faster. So HYROS stops being a complicated part of your day-to-day work. We want you to come inside the software, check it out, get everything you need in seconds without any effort, and be on to your work and actually doing stuff. No one wants to dig around our reports all day. And so again, like I said before, our focus is hyper stability of your reporting and making it super simple. This is going to come from a variety of places. Like I talked about before, we're already making your view system a super simple system at first when you first log in that you can expand into an advanced system. We're taking the reports and super chunking them down to be much faster, much more efficient, and already be loaded for you when you come into the dashboard so that you log in and you see exactly what you're looking for immediately. No longer having to go and create complicated reports or whatever. And we want to bring a lot of the features into the main report so that you're not having to click through 5 different reports. You're able to get all the data in one report. You can create create 5 different reports if you want. Don't worry, you still want to do all that crazy technical wingding stuff. We're not going to stop you, but we want to make it so that you can keep yourself sane and actually see everything that you want all at once, so you can just come in HYROS for 10 seconds, get what you want, instead of having to hang out here all day. Now, the other huge focus that we have in that spirit is actual ease of use. And what do I mean by ease of use? HYROS is a pain in the ass to use. The integrations and to set up tracking on your site is very difficult. I hate that about HYROS. It's my least favorite thing. I hate that you guys have to get on phone calls with us to do setups. I hate that you guys have to go through documentations to set things up. No one wants to do that. So in the spirit of that, one, all the menus and all the complication it comes to finding what you need in HYROS, that's a big focus of ours to simplify. But we also want to reduce the integration and setup to baby level setups. We're going through and redoing all of our onboarding and technical setup areas to be much, much, much easier to use, and choosing one-click integrations and forcing the simplest integrations we can find to make your life much easier, so you can set up your clients and yourself 10 times easier with HYROS. So for example, a really good example with this is with Google Ads. You used to have to go and put in your UTM parameters in each of the ads to set up HYROS. We just have a one-click button integration for that. If you go through our Shopify integration now, you can see it literally takes one click, boom, everything's plugged in, set up. We're doing that as much as we can across all of our most popular integrations, and even the unpopular ones, to make HYROS setup just 1,000 times easier for you. More importantly, we're investing a ton, and one of our big features coming on the tracking side is our AI assistant. So AIs right now have finally gotten to the place where they can fully integrate with the HYROS setup and actually do a lot of the technical support for you. So what do I mean by that? There's two areas right here in HYROS that we really want to put in AI. One in the setup side, another in the actual using of the stats and everything to get you results. Let's talk about the setup side first. So look, our human support and our support that everybody loves is not going anywhere. With that being said, I understand, and I really deeply hate that you guys have to hop on calls a lot of times to finish up your setup or figure out how to get things plugged in correctly. It's just because setting up tracking is a long snowflake-like custom glove kind of setup. I think AI technology is at the point right now where it can be mostly handled by AI. So first off, don't worry, you'll still have the chance to book calls and our support will still be standing by in the same exact way. But our new AI assistant that is coming out is able to go and diagnose all your tracking issues for you. It's going to be able to go through setup, and you can ask it questions, it can look at your screen, and it can guide you through setup so much faster. For example, even if you use our support, if you ask them, hey, what's wrong with my Facebook ads? They have to first go get a technical support person. The technical support person has to go into your Facebook ads. They have to look at what's going on there. They have to look at your site. They have to diagnose a tracking issue. They have to get back to you. And then you have to sit back and forth in the chat or hop on a call to fix the issue. This is terrible. It's just bad. I don't, even with the best customer support on planet Earth, it's just not great. And so I feel that AIs that can respond to you instantly, detect and see all the data in your account, see all the stuff going on in your Facebook ads and all the traffic coming in, then can diagnose that issue instantly and then walk you through step by step in 1,000 different broken down steps if you want it to, how to fix it. I think that's a much better experience, and that's something that's going to be coming your way that I think is going to make HYROS much, much easier to use, because one of the hardest things about HYROS is the technicality of it. And what we want to do is we want to move a lot of our support people to helping you actually use the accounts to get results, explaining what the data you're looking at means, explain how to use it to make more money. That's what we really want our customer support people doing. Now, also in the spirit of that, HYROS really, beyond our tracking and functionality, is a giant spreadsheet. It's just your account is a giant data bank. Data banks are very easy to be read by LLMs or AIs right now. So there's absolutely no reason we cannot have an AI go into your data banks and tell you where you need to be making the changes in your ad accounts. I'm not talking about the baby hand-holding like, oh, this account is making $20 more here. Turn up the ad crap you see in other platforms. I'm talking about being able to go and show you where your waste is, where you should be scaling, and basically telling you every single day when you log in the house, this is where you should be looking. I'll understand a lot of you guys have clients, you don't have time to go through every single ad account and every single ad. An AI that can actually tell you where the most impactful uses of HYROS are is going to help you save so much time and actually get so much more use from HYROS. A lot of things inside of HYROS as well, for example, you don't always have your LTV loaded up. You don't always have your cohort reports loaded up. And so you're not naturally going to know you need to load up this report or use this attribution model. This is what I was talking about with all the hidden features inside of HYROS. For example, the scientific mode attribution. I was talking to a client the other day and they're like, no one knows what this means. And I looked at the account and I looked at the software. There's no explanation for for it. Scientific mode rocks. It's awesome for going and seeing and distributing your clicks in a way that actually makes sense in your ads. Because a lot of times you don't always want to go to the first click. You want to go to the last click. Or if the last click happened immediately after the first click, you want to go to the first click. This is what scientific mode does, but nobody knows what it means or when to use it. Wouldn't it be great if there's an AI that was already watching everything in scientific mode and was able to go in and say, hey, based on this attribution model, you're making a lot more money than it appears. Go check this out and then go make these changes. That's what I'm talking about. Not just something that goes and reads your Facebook ad account and makes you the obvious calls like, hey, this thing's making 2x money, perhaps turn it up. Something that actually goes and looks at your account for multiple attribution models and finds those little hidden wins that you can then use to go and get results with, and shows you and then uses the features inside of HYROS when they benefit you. Nobody wants to go through and sort through all the reports, through every single attribution model, through different time lengths and different LTV models to find the one report that works. This will just be looking at your account from every angle and every time, and then show you where the wins are going to be at. So you don't have to do that. You can just log into your base report and it will show you where the little sneaky wins are that a lot of you guys want to look for, but you have to dig for right now. This is where our major focuses are. The other side focuses we're going to have going this is making tons of agency features. If you were one of our agency members, we love you. You bring us lots of customers. We want to make your life awesome so you can bring us more customers and make more money. So we're going to be really overhauling the agency dashboard. We're going to be giving you guys a lot of special features. For example, VIP agencies with us that have a certain amount of clients. We're going to give you access to free trials so you can just give your customers free trials to show the value of HYROS. We're going to be giving you all sorts of special functionality in there. We're going to give you a big new agency dashboard that shows all the KPIs for your clients so you can easily comb through them, find the clients that need your help, see the other clients that are in the good that you don't have to pay attention to right now. And we're going to be plugging that AI in to help you find the wins for your clients. You log in, you see your KPIs, little AI helps you see where the wins are going to be at. This is what we're going to be doing with you on top of giving you tons of new billing functionality, billing plans that work better for certain billing models, and overall just making the agency dashboard a lot more intuitive so you can see a big, faster view of all your clients and move through them much, much faster. If you've already seen, we've made some major improvements to the Chrome extension to help you do just that as well. Then finally, the last thing we're really focusing on is effortless billing. I currently hate and despise how we bill at HYROS. I don't like it. I hate that people have to hop on calls to sign up. I hate that it's all set in a month-to-month rigid plan. It's just all a disaster and nobody wants to be billed like this. I wouldn't like to be billed like this if I was a HYROS customer. So I'm not so much apologizing because this is the way we've had to run by now. The reason why we do phone calls and the steps like we do is because of the technical setup at HYROS, the fact that we have to really sit down and work with people one-to-one a lot of times to get them plugged in. That said, with how AI and how the world is shifting right now and how intuitive technology is getting, I think we're going to be at the point where we don't have to do it anymore and we can really flex up the billing to be a lot more friendly and easier for you. So I know that's kind of vague, but that's one direction that's our top priority right now. I don't want to see people having to do phone calls this time for HYROS. I don't want to see people having to pay for HYROS before it gets them results. Just a lot of this unfriendliness is going to be going away, and that's one of my bigger priorities. Now, next thing, finally, the cool stuff, the fancy AI stuff, HYROS Air. We can play some AI trumpet noises right here. So HYROS Air has been kind of in a weird place right now, and that's intentional. The thing works, it chunks, it's awesome, but I've been not marketing it as much as I could have because right now we really are still in the first phase where we want to get customers in and make the results super tubulous. On top of that, as I talk about Air in this video, I'm revealing some things I haven't revealed before because HYROS Air isn't at its grand vision right now. We're going to be achieving that probably in the next month or so. And it's really cool. When I tell you about the Air Mine system, you're going to be impressed. I think you're going to like it. Anyways, currently with Air, if you plug it into a person's website, it increases their revenue by about 3 to 5%. This is especially true with Shopify stores right now. If you don't know what Air does, here's the 30-second elevator pitch for it. You can go check it on the site here in an instant. It works with the HYROS code on your site. It's able to recognize anonymous visitors and your returning customers, which HYROS is very, very good at. Combine this together into the HYROS network to actually spot way more people than any identity resolution software. And most importantly, again, recognize your existing customers, which are most likely to buy. It's then able to send AI messages and AI interactions to them based on what they're looking on the site. So for example, you have an e-commerce store, a person is looking at a certain type of skin cream, it sends them emails about your skin cream, trying to bring them back to the site, offering them discounts, all AI generated. You don't have to do anything. You just slap the code on your site, it reaches out, talks to them. This comes in a neat little flow builder so you can actually build automations on how that AI is going to act, and then the AI handles all the communication for you. Long story short, you slap this on your site, we put it on Shopify stores, they get 3 to 5% increase every single time. You put this on your SaaS, your call business, your info business. If it's set up correctly, a lot of these businesses are saying 2 to 4% increases. In short, it's working really well. My main priority right now is making the setup and the process to get inside Air tight like a tiger. All right. We want to make sure that when people sign up here, they 100% get to the point where they're getting results with it, and the results come in every single time. If a person is able to go in on our team and set up the Air account for the person, a lot of times they're going to get those really good results. But if we leave it up to the customer right now, it's 50-50. That's not acceptable to me. I want customers to come in and get results 100% of the time. So we're really working with the AI prompting and how the AI works to make sure that it really works for info and call businesses. Shopify businesses, you slap that sucker on there, you're making more money. But the other reason why I've been kind of playing it close to chest or not really marketing Air a lot is because we're not at the final vision yet. And I'm kind of excited to talk about the final vision, which I'm going to do now. The final vision is combining Air with our Minds system. Now, I realize this is a bunch of HYROS jargon that's all just a bunch of buzzwords. What it is we're putting a brain behind HYROS Air. Right now, it generates AI emails based on what the customer is looking at, and that's it. It's basically a one message. It's going to send it out there. That's all. Now, it is really cool that your customers are receiving custom emails based on what they're looking at, who they are, what they've been digging around on the site. But I think the true extent of Air is this, and our big vision in the next few years of HYROS is this. We want to replace all of outbound SDRs with HYROS Air, which if you don't know what an outbound SDR is, it's a person on a site that sees people coming to your site or reaches out to other businesses to sell your product to them cold. So if you look at what HYROS Air does, we know everybody coming to your website. We also know what business they work at and what their demographic is if we have that info. Now, the true vision of Air isn't just sending one-time AI emails. It's actually creating an AI rep that knows everything about your customer, is able to reach out and actually speak with them one-to-one. The most effective thing you could ever do at your business is reach out to every person that visits your site one-to-one and chat them up and figure out why they didn't buy, why they didn't convert, why didn't they get on a call. What Air will do, for example, is if you have a SaaS business, person lands on it. I'm going to use HYROS as an example right here. Person lands on our e-commerce page. Air will look up who they are and what business they work at. Then it will reach out and message them saying, hey, I noticed you were looking at the e-commerce page. You're at this and this business. This is how HYROS fits and would work for your specific business. Here's some testimonials. Is there a reason you didn't book a call? Do you want to book a call? Here's a link to book a call. But if you have any other questions, just let me know and I can answer them for you. The person is then able to go back and forth, and the AI is not able to answer questions ChatGPT style. That's not special. The AI is actually trained to follow sales behavior and sales conversion tactics based on the industry. So if it's SaaS, it's not going to be doing some heavy-winded zig-ziggier closing pitch. It's going to go through like your normal rep or your outbound rep would do. Same thing is going to be for an e-commerce store or whatever. And these reps are trained based on the industry. There's going to be reps for e-commerce. There's going to be reps for SaaS, reps for info marketing. They're all going to have different behaviors. But not only is this rep going to be able to talk back to the customer and interact with them and close them, it's also going to be fully trained on your business. See, when you put in Minds, what we call Minds are minds you're able to create for your business. You're going to be able to train individual AIs in your business that are trained on specific information. And we're going to make this very easy. You can upload all of your customer support tickets, all your call transactions that your reps have done, all the emails, marketing materials, your documentation, your website. It's going to congregate this all together, plug it into that custom trained rep that we talked about, and use that information to be an expert on your business. Long story short, you slap Air on your site, you're going to have an outbound rep that knows everything about your business and is able to research thousands of your customers, millions of your customers a day if you want to, reach out to them all one-to-one, find out why they didn't move forward, and then remove that objection and then move them forward, even offering them discounts and all sorts of special things like that. And that is the true vision that we've had with Air that we haven't really stated yet because we didn't want to, we're not really worried about people stealing the idea, but we definitely want to be the first one delivering that. And we're about a few weeks away from delivering that. So I felt we can finally start talking about it. And that's the big, huge vision with HYROS. We want to create not just the best tracking company in the world, but we want to replace entire outbound SDR departments for companies, or we want to add outbound SDR functionality and departments for every small business, every small Shopify store, every mid-level business. Most people cannot afford to hire and train an outbound SDR department. It costs literally $100 billion per year in the industry. We want to go and add that functionality and that ability for all the businesses that can't have an outbound SDR department, and also create a steroided up outbound SDR that current businesses, for example, if you have outbound sales reps right now, it will actually go and do all the converting, all the reach out, all the stuff for them, and then pass the best customers to your reps to then pass on your calls or wherever you're taking the business. That's the big vision, and we want to do all of that in 2026, and that's where we're heading. And that is the big directions for HYROS. I could make some big summarizing conclusion statement, but that's it. There's some other cool, neat stuff, which I'll get to right now. One, we have a new HYROS Slack community coming. Right now, if you want to get information on HYROS or talk to the team, there's a Facebook group, there's a YouTube channel, there's a school where all of our courses are. That's chaos. All right, it's terrible. I apologize. All right, we're going to be congregating everything in the one Slack community and Slack site using a software called Tighten It. You're going to have all your training, all the updates and features that are releasing at HYROS, direct connection to our staff, able to network with all the other people using HYROS. It's all going to be in one nice, clean Slack channel that also has a website you can also look at right there. We're going to be moving that there, and there's a link below this video to that site, so you can actually go join and get started right there. You might actually be viewing this on that website right now. Pretty cool. If you're not on the website, this is an awkward moment, but if you are on the new Slack community channel, oh, pretty cool. On top of that, we're going to be releasing the HYROS hoodies finally. Look, there's going to be actually 2 hoodies as well. One, if you're a HYROS old fashion tracking customer, I know you can't see the logo, but we have these new hoodies coming your way. They're very cool. They're very plush, and you're going to like them. They have all the old kind of vintage branding to represent that you're an OG, and we're going to be sending these to you if you're a VIP tracking customer. Now, we're also going to be releasing air hoodies that are fancy as fook. All right, excuse my French. I'm not going to curse in these videos. You guys know I have a potty mouth on YouTube, but we're being professional. Professional video. Anyways, these white HYROS hoodies are clean. They're super expensive, so you better keep them. We've really put a lot of effort into them, and the bill for each one is way more than we want it to be, but whatever. They're really nice. We're going to be sending this to VIP air customers as well. So be on the lookout for us sending you a form-fitting collection form and getting your sizes for this, because these hoodies are premium. They're good. They're not just these embarrassing merch hoodies that you get from other companies. These are stuff you're going to be wearing every day, and everyone's going to be very impressed with them. My wife literally stole my HYROS Air hoodie, and she won't give it back. It's that good. And she actually works as a personal stylist, so if she likes it, then it must be good. Anyways, on top of all that, we're also going to be releasing a lot of new courses and training. One of our lead agencies and our biggest agency at HYROS, Client Accelerators, is actually releasing a course next week. It's going to break down how they scale up all their clients in HYROS. It's going to show some of the most advanced uses and some of the most basic uses you can use to get really good results with HYROS to grow your ads. And I'm going to be releasing a bunch of quick start courses, and on top of that, a SaaS course on how to scale your SaaS with ads. I've run a lot of ads for info businesses, consulting businesses, and SaaS businesses. I'm going to be releasing a pretty advanced course on how to scale all 3. Mike, on the other hand, is going to be releasing a course on how to scale a wide range of clients, specifically e-commerce and info clients, and how he's used HYROS for years to scale them up. These are going to be purely for free, pure value. There's not going to be any pitches or subtle upsells in them. We're just going to give it to you, and they're all going to be inside the Slack community group. So that all being said, guys, this has been the HYROS State of the Union. This is everything that I'm focused on and looking at right now with our team. And to wrap it all up, just from the HYROS team and myself, thank you so much for being a customer. We've been in business quite a long time now, and a lot of you guys have been with us for a long time. We just super appreciate you enabling us to build cool stuff and sticking with our company. We really want to crush this for you in 2026, and we love hearing from you. So leave comments below us, talk to us in Slack, message us if you want to complain anywhere you want. If you want to give us compliments, that is also great too. We like that as well. We don't want to just motivate the complaining, but we'll talk to you in any way. If you want to talk about your favorite sandwich or something, hit us up in Intercom or customer support. We'll be all over it. So again, thank you so much for being a HYROS customer, and let's have a good 2026. I'll see you around everywhere. We got the new Slack community, very interactive. All right, take it easy. I don't have a non-awkward way to end this video, so see you around.